thanks for watching Zero Hour. And if you haven't, then why are you here? I mean, watching the making of before the actual film, who does that? So when I got into filmmaking and media, my boss at the time said to me, you should make some short films to improve your skills. So I thought, okay, sure. What's the film going to be about? And he goes, anything. And for me, that was a light bulb moment. I was thinking, what? Anything I want. I don't know about you, but as a kid growing up in the 90s, it was all about Die Hard, Terminator 2, Demolition Man, like action-packed adventures. So that's what I wanted to do, and I had all these crazy ideas. I knew there had to be a car chase because all good action films is a car chase. And then when you say action, you probably think guns. It's got to be a gunfight, and it's got to be some sort of like fist fight. And there's also going to be a multiple man fight, like a 10-on-1, but that was logistically impossible, so I had to cut that out completely. So I had all these crazy ideas, but no story. And I remember thinking, I think my character should get chased, And my colleagues at the time, they were like, why are you getting chased? And I was like, I don't know, it's cool to be chased, right? I mean, Tom Cruise gets chased in every movie. So what I had to do was I had to write the story around the action. And I knew how to start the car chase because when I write a story, I want it to start strong, end strong, and be consistent all the way through. So starting strong, car chase. So I had to do a lot of research on how to do a car chase. And it involved watching tutorials. I had to watch a lot of actual car chases, sometimes frame by frame. And one tutorial I watched, it gave a lot of tips, so I wrote them down. And then right at the end, it said, you shouldn't really try doing car chases. It's not a good idea. It's not going to work. You need budget. It's not worth it. Just give up. And I was thinking, man, that's really discouraged me. I was like, man, this tutorial is telling me not to do it. And in the end, I was like, fuck these guys. They can't do it, but I'm going to try. I don't care. I'm going to try.
What's he doing?
And then my own boss came to me and he was like, I heard you're doing an action film. And I said, I'm doing an action film. And he goes, you shouldn't do that. And I was like, what? He goes, no, bro, don't do that, bro. Shit, he doesn't actually talk like that, but He's saying, no, it's too hard. So I was like, no, I'm going to do this. So that feeling you get deep in your heart when you know you can do something, right? You know you can do it, but people just got to give you a chance. And that's the thing about filmmaking. It's not a one-man show. You need cameramen, you need lighting, you need actors, you need help, basically. You can't do it by yourself. And when people don't believe in you, when people around you don't believe in you, that's the worst feeling in the world. So me and some friends were sitting around one day, and then I was like, when we're doing this car chase, and they were like, look, we're all here, let's do it today. And I was like, cool, let's go right now. And they were like, maybe a bit later. So I was like, okay, fine. And a couple of games of Call of Duty later, it was 2 a.m. And they were like, hey bro, we're going home. I was like, what? You just said we're going to do the car chase today. And they were like, we're going to fuck you, bro. And they went home, and I was like, pissed. But I let them know I was pissed. And it must have worked too, because I got a call back and they were like, if you want to do the car chase, suppose we can try. I was like, fuck it, we're doing this right now. And then they were like, okay, we're going to be there in 10 minutes. So I hung up and I was like, shit, 10 minutes, what do I need? What do I need? A camera, car keys, mic. Actually, we don't need a mic. What do I need? Radios here to communicate between cars. Oh, shit. I had no time to plan. And, these are the same bastards that came to me afterwards and they were like, hey, that car chase, it was really badly organized. I was like, fucking what do you expect? You give me no time. So, we grabbed everything, we went, there's 3 cars, 2 chase cars, 3rd camera car, which I was in with, sticking out with a camera. Initially, I was supposed to be driving, but my friends couldn't operate the camera.
No, I can't record now because there's too much exposure.
It also adjusts, basically point it out and leave it for a bit.
So, I had to take over and pretty much someone else driving. We were going back and forth between northbound and southbound, I don't know how many times to get all the shots. And then we realized the car chase can't end in the tunnel, so we had to go out the tunnel, and we decided to end it in Beckton because it's normally quiet there. So we went to Beckton.
The ones who overtake you can't cross and go overtake us on our island thing.
Say cool. No one's overtaking, we're just crisscrossing. Basically, one car goes on one side of the island, the other one goes on the other side of the island. That's it, yeah?
It didn't end there because we didn't get all the shots that day, so we had to come back 3 or 4 times to do stuff like the bonnet scene, climbing out the car, just random shots of the pedals and stuff. Speaking of the bonnet scene, you see, I believe that you should do things for real because nowadays we live in a digital age and CGI has gotten so good that it's actually replacing actors. Some shots of actors are actually just it's not even them, it's just CGI replacements, and I don't believe in that. I think if you can do it, then you should do it. So I was actually on top of that bonnet, and we were going 15, and I was hanging on, and I think we reached speeds of 20, 30, and I was like, fuck! Oh, that was scary for a bit.
Go! Recording, yeah?
Yeah, don't say are you recording. Why the hell are you saying are you recording while we're recording?
There's a lot of point of view shots which we mounted a suction cup on the side of the car or different places, the bonnet and boots, just different different areas of the car, and then we just put a camera on there, and that's how we got those point of view shots. Climbing out of the car is an interesting one. What we did was we left the car in jacks and we left it in second gear so the wheels are spinning. We made sure it's a low angle so all you see is sky, and then we tried using leaf blower to simulate some wind, but that didn't work because it's a piece of crap. So using editing, I had to just include only the bits where there was natural wind occurring. I then digitally moved the wheels high to reduce the gap, add reflection of the road on the side of the car, then you add artificial camera shake, intercut it with shots of the hitman trying to reload his gun and the fuel gauges to keep the viewer's attention divided, so less likely to notice the car's actually not moving, and then that's how you sell that scene. And if I had a green screen and a wind machine, things would have been a lot easier. So afterwards it's just a case of reviewing the footage, seeing what's usable, what's not, and this guy screws me over by, like, you know, having his window wide open during the car chase, and if that's not enough, he's wearing a bright white hoodie with his arm out the window. I'm like, what the hell? I had to go back and edit him out frame by frame. I'm not gonna say who, but you know. Hussein, the whole fight was logistically difficult because of the availability of the venue. The first day I shot the boss with the 6 henchmen, and it was difficult getting, you know, 8 people together at the same time, so I decided to shoot this first and get it out of the way. And I gave everyone a week's notice, so, you know, they can't say I didn't prepare everyone. And someone decides to fuck me over yet again. I'm not gonna say who. Yusuf Pathan, fuck you! I should get that checked out, you know. The worst thing is he told me 1 hour before the shoot, so that hour I could have spent planning and stuff again. I had to spend making phone calls to find a replacement to make the shoot even happen in the first place. And that caused us to run late, and you know, the owners of the hall were like, where are you? They're getting pissed at me, and I had to drive around and pick everyone up because no one wanted to drive. So when we finally got there, I had to set up and shoot within 1 hour, and that's really hard. There's a lot of shots I didn't get to, well, there's no time for lighting, so I couldn't light up a lot of shots. I wasn't happy with them, but you know, what can you do? And at the end of it all, again, they were criticizing me, saying, oh, you didn't plan this properly, but you just can't win, can you? I mean, even a lot of the car chase shots, right, they took so long getting ready that we end up shooting like 5, 6, and there's like half an hour sunlight left, so I had to choreograph and shoot everything within that half an hour. That was really hard. So I shot the boss and the 6 henchmen and had them all act out the individual deaths so that later on I can come back another time, pretend to kill them, and when we edit it together it will look like one scene. And that's what we did. And we came back a third day, and I had my good friend Mijan with me, and that's when he played the role of the gunman that never runs out of ammo. Come on, we all know this one in every movie. It's always a guy shooting that never runs out of ammo. So we choreographed and shot that scene in about 2 hours. I was actually quite happy with that. For the amount of time we had, that was actually not bad. And now I've actually fired some real guns. Last time I was in America, I was actually fortunate enough to fire a Desert Eagle, a shotgun of some sort, AK-47, MP5, and you know, one I'm most proud of, M249 SAW. So yeah, having gun training actually does help because you know, holding firearms, you got to hold it a certain way. I mean, like, you know, for example, for a submachine gun, acceptable places to hold it with your other hand, your offhand, would be either the grip or the magazine weld. And you know, you don't want to hold the mag itself. That just looks stupid. So yeah, also it's the way you aim, stuff like that. It helps if you've actually fired a real gun. So that was helpful. I could, you know, direct the actors, telling them how to hold the guns properly. So that helps a lot. And yes, I know that you can see him like the cameraman in the mirror. I was going to edit it out, but I just couldn't be bothered, you know. Whew, the fight scene. Well, being Chinese, right, I was raised on Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Donnie Yen. So, you know, a regular fist fight just wasn't going to cut it. It had to be a martial arts fight. You know, people think I'm playing lead because I want to make myself look good, but that's not true because when it comes to martial arts, you actually do need to be able to do it. It's like there's no way around it. You can't fake it. I mean, Hollywood try, and that's why you get that whole shaky camera crap when you can't see anything. It's like, oh, it's like bit the face, punch. And yeah, that's only to cover up the fact that they can't do it. So I had to do it because none of my other friends had martial art experience. I mean, if I happen to look good in the process, then well. Before I started the film, I was actually out of training for about 6 years. So I had to stretch for like a month every day just to get the flexibility so I can actually even kick again. And yeah, originally I was supposed to be fighting my friend Amor, and here's an early training sequence. Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
That's what I was waiting. That's what I was waiting for.
I'm sorry.
You're joking.
I'm sorry.
No, it's right there.
I'm sorry.
Alright, this is time to do the little fake acting.
Now, Amor also doesn't have any martial art experience, so we got to a very slow start, and we got better, but we were still moving a bit too slowly. We were running out of time, so I had to call one of my other friends, and you know, this guy called Tien. Now, Tien's actually a much better martial artist than myself, and he's also got a build as well, so you know, like he'll be the perfect guy to play Agent 21. The problem was he was working 7 days a week, every week, and he just couldn't make any of the shoots. and that's why I didn't call him in the first place. But then one day he called me up and he said, yeah, you know what, I've got this one free day. And I was like, you know what, we're doing this. So I had to like skip work that day. I had to talk to my first AD, had to get him to cancel his plans, and we just went to the underground car park and we shot and we choreographed on site and shot the scene in 9 hours straight. We had a small lunch break, but that was like 15 minutes. It was pretty much 9 hours solid. I got hurt in the process a couple of times. Yeah, that wasn't too fun. I didn't have enough money for padding, and the padding we did have was quite obvious, so we couldn't even use that. So I ended up just taking the hits for real. But yeah, no pain, no gain, right? So we came back another day for 6 more hours to shoot some missing scenes, reshoot some scenes that didn't, some shots didn't quite work. And Tian's hair was different, like massively different. But what can you do, right? I mean, my hair was changing all the way through the movie anyway, so decided to let that slip. So all in all, what, like 15 hours of shooting and choreographing, 15 hours just to produce that 2-minute scene.
Yeah, yeah. What?
Lick your lips.
Lick your lips. Yeah, yeah. I know I screwed it up.
Will there be a second film? I originally didn't plan for there to be a second film. I actually just thought I'd go all out and do everything in one film. But yeah, seeing the comments and everything, people generally seem to like it, so that means a lot to me. And yeah, I'm thinking about it now. I'm not really sure. I might make one because it's very hard logistically. I keep going on about it because it's true. To get people together, location stuff. So I'm looking into it. I'll try my best, but I'm not going to promise anything. So there may or may not be a second one. I'm not really sure right now. We'll see if it's viable. We'll work on the story. If so, we'll see where it goes. But I'm glad you guys liked it. That means a lot. I mean, one comment said, yeah, some girl said, I love you. So that's always good. Unless it wasn't a girl, unless it was a guy pretending to be a girl, in which case it would be bad. No, I'm not due to become gay anytime soon. So yeah, although. So after all of it, yeah, shooting 0 Hour was definitely fun. It's a good learning experience. I learned a lot of things, how to direct, deal with idiots. I mean, speaking of idiots, one of the main problems of me shooting this film was that my friends are idiots.
What the fuck? I almost had it. Come on, man. Shoot it, man. Oh no. Yeah, tap and cover. Sorry, this guy's playing me off with the camera.
You're not walking.
We might be walking.
You're not going to be walking.
I'm walking, man.
But I don't need you to walk. No, we all got places to be. Come on. Yeah, stand. No, I don't need a side shot. I swear. Don't look down. Don't look up either. Look straight ahead. Look straight ahead. You don't need to move. You don't need to move. He's literally pissing on the floor. And they're both literally pissing on the floor. I should just come in and film your dick in it. You two are lucky that you're wearing masks so no one knows who you are. Oh, but wait! Yeah, but that's just your names. It doesn't really mean anything. Oh, but wait! You realise it's going in the outtakes. Let me tell you this. I was prepared to give up so many times. Like, people would love screwing me. And at one point, it all became too much. And, people weren't turning up, like I said. And when they finally turned up, they gave me, like, half an hour to shoot. That's just not enough. The guy that owned the BMW, halfway through the car chase, he sold his car. And that's, like, the absolute worst thing you can do to me in that situation. The wedding hall took months to schedule because the answer I kept getting was, yeah, okay, next week, definitely next week. And then I got into an argument with my first AD. And he basically said, the hell with you and your film. I never really cared anyway. So that was cold. But more importantly, that meant I lost my main cameraman. Sometimes I'm pissed at myself. Like the front tuck I was supposed to do in the hall. In practice, I did it decently. Not great, but okay. And then on the day, with my suit and everything, I couldn't do it. Just no matter what I tried, I couldn't do it. So yeah. So I was lying in bed one night, and then I was thinking to myself, I thought, how am I going to do this? There's no car, no locations, no actors, nothing, right? And I don't think I've completed anything up until this point. But if there's one thing I am good at, it's keeping promises. So I made one to myself. And that night I said to myself, no matter what happens, you are going to complete this movie. So the next day I just woke up maximum attack. And I chased up people harder than I ever chased them up before. I chased up the hall the same way, so I just told him, look, just set me a time, and I'm gonna beat it if it kills me. I had to resort to some dirty tricks though, you know, I had to play the guilt card. Hey bro, I helped you out all those times, you can't even help me out just once? Shit! Finding another cameraman, that was a bit harder. I mean, you don't find 3 cameramen just lying around. But as fate would have it, I met my friend Midjan again, who I haven't seen for like 6 years, right? And we just caught up, and you know, the rest is history. So it's really made me realize what budget actually means. I used to think budget was just for explosions and special effects and stuff, you know, production value, but that's not true. Budget is to make sure people even turn up. I mean, like, you can't shoot, you get on the set and there's like no one there. I mean, you can be the best director in the world, you get there and then you're by yourself, you can't shoot anything unless you're gonna shoot yourself. Yeah. So if I could sum up Making Zero Hour in one word, I would have to say hard. In 2 words, very hard. But I'll leave you with a quote that I really love from one of my favorite TV shows, Scrubs. And it goes, "Nothing worth having ever came easy.